Yeah, hello. Since the next weekend, there are really not no really fights that I can be talking about. Thank you very much, promoters. So yeah, I'm so fucking tired of this now. This whole fucking last year or couple of years, there's just too little going on. Too few big cards. It's not gonna be cut it, alright, people. You gotta get your ass out of the chair and start making more fights, assholes, alright? So since there is nothing really to talk about and except a couple of minor fights in UK that are really not so interested. I'm not really that interested about in then I just have to talk about give my summary and opinion on the last weekend's Saturday's fights. Well, first of all, my prediction about Navarrete versus Valdez, it did go through. Navarrete did win on points, and yeah, I mean he's just very. I mean he's just now one of the best fighters, below 135, obviously. Now he's scored his biggest win against Valdez, who was really, I mean, has a record to show, really a good one, a really good one. And until he lost to Shakur Stevenson, he was considered, probably the best fighter at, those featherweight divisions. Yeah, but I didn't see that fight yet, so I cannot say anything about that. Anyway, those that I did see, well, first I want to start with Filip Hrgovic. Yeah, Hrgovic was just not impressive on Saturday, but still, in the end, he at least closed the show. He did knock out his opponent, Dempsey McKean, in the last round. It would have been a total, loss. I mean, totally shit if he had to win by decision against a no contender like that. But McKean also made it more difficult for him to win earlier, because he kept hugging, that wrestling. Yeah, I really don't have high hopes now for Hrgovic against Usyk if he's gonna fight Usyk, who is so mobile, and you know, just very tricky for those big guys to fight. Yeah, and he has a chin as well. I mean, I don't think Hrgovic. I mean, he does have a good punch, but I don't think he punches like of course, like Wilder. Not that hard. Or I don't know if he punches as hard as Joshua. I don't know, maybe, but he usually does get his stoppage wins by landing several punches, in combinations. Yeah. Although here he did, in the end, score a knockout, mainly thanks to a big right hand that he landed. Yeah. So it was a TKO. It wasn't he didn't put the guy down or anything, but yeah, it was stopped. He was stopped on his feet. Yeah. And now Hrgovic is 16-0 with 13 knockouts. Yeah. I really don't know if this was just because he was ring rusty, hadn't fought for a year, or because he simply is slowing down now. I mean, he is like 32, I believe his age is, So he's not. He's approaching the end of his best years. As a fighter. Yeah, actually, yeah, he's 31, right? Well, yeah. Anyway, he doesn't have that much time left to really achieve something, I would say, because yeah, it's a shame he has been inactive for so long. Also, last year his father died, so he couldn't fight Jean in May, I believe it was supposed to be. Got pushed back to August. Yeah, he's still a capable guy, no question about it. But his size, makes him kind of slow and not very fast, or I mean not very mobile. Yeah, unfortunately. So, but he's a tough guy. He proved that against Jean. And still, it won't be enough if he can't win enough rounds against someone like Usyk who land enough punches. And if he fights that against him like he did now against McKean, oh boy, he is gonna be made to look like a fool, certainly by Usyk. Yeah. So I don't know if he should fight him really. I don't think that's the right fight. He should rather concentrate. Even Fury would be a better opponent, I think, for Hergovic. Yeah, not that I think that Hergovic has a big chance to beat Fury, but who knows? I mean, Fury hasn't now been in a relevant fight for for 2 years, so maybe who knows? Anyway, yeah, that's about Hergovic. There was also, yeah, Chisora. He won against Gerald Washington. That was, oh man, I wonder how much longer will we have to keep watching that guy in the ring. Because, obviously Eddie Hearn is still, pampering him, giving him fights when he shouldn't really be. When he should have been retired, like several years ago already. Like, at least after the second Parker fight, he should have retired. Yeah, so he's now, let's see, he's now 39. Oh man, he's gonna be 40 in December, the end of December. Yeah, him never being a tall heavyweight and never being in great shape. The way that's the way he's built. He was never gonna be really successful, but he does have some good wins. Yeah, I thought he won against Dillian White in the first fight. Definitely, I had him winning by 115, 113. So yeah, he did win that. Should have won it, but he was still. It was still early after that incident with Hay. And the boxing establishment was punishing him, and White was the big hype job whatever. He was being really like yeah, he was being how to say it, kind of protected at the time, and people thought he might achieve something, but he didn't. He was always very limited as well, Dillian White, but I'm not going to talk about him now. Mostly just a strong guy, kind of big, not very tall for today's heavyweight, but big, strong, can punch, kind of disciplined, learned to box a little bit, and yeah. So, but he never was really talented, like Usyk or Fury or Joshua. So yeah. Anyway, Gerald Washington, he just didn't do enough to win. Even though he did put Chisora down, I believe, at the end of round three. Yeah, but that guy has been, just just there to pick up his check for a while now. Since his last victory was against Hellenius, that was irrelevant. and pretty much his only really good victory. And then finally Joshua versus Hellenius. Yeah, I was happy to see Hellenius put up a fight, because I didn't see. I'd hoped that it wouldn't be a repeat of the Wilder fight, which some are now claiming that he threw. But anyway, Hellenius was always a good boxer, but because of his size and being stiff, he had to be. You cannot be 6'7" and be so mobile. I mean, Fury is kind of mobile for his size, but he's not. You can't be very fast and agile when you are that big. I mean, come on, no way. So yeah, what the thing with Fury, he's a good, has the natural boxing instinct, the ability. All right, so anyway, Hellenius did score with some punches that were good. But of course, in the end, he was tagged with a big right hand, and that was it. That was all she wrote. Bam. Yeah. So Joshua now has shown, traces of his old self now, because there has been a while since he scored a knockout like that, really that devastating knockout, like the one versus Dillian White or Alexander Povetkin, those type of knockouts. Yeah. So the thing with Joshua, he does well best against big men who are big like himself, all right, or in that you know not much smaller than me. But once he has to fight someone, let's face it, both guys that have beaten him so far are you know rather small for heavyweights. I mean, especially Andy Ruiz. He's listed as 6'2", but somebody claims that he's 6 feet only. And Usyk 6'3". Yeah, not short, but not very, very tall for this age of heavyweights. And physically not that big, either. So, yeah, I mean, he did kind of bulk up lately, but still, he'll never be considered, a big heavyweight, of course. So Joshua doesn't do well against smaller guys who are fast. Reese has very fast hands, and that's why he managed to beat even stop Joshua. Yeah, because he was able to hit him constantly with a barrage, with barrages, know. And Usyk won because he was just so damn good, so much better technically. Yeah, so that's why Joshua should look for, of course, and he's looking obviously for a fight against someone like Wilder or Fury, even if he is interested. So he should focus on that and just forget about Usyk. And, I think he now knows he cannot beat him after two attempts. Yeah, so that's what happens. Yeah, I mean, but this was a good sign, Had he won on points like I had predicted, or I also thought that he would perhaps win by a later stoppage. Yeah, all right, I wasn't that wrong. Seventh round is not very early anyway in the fight, so yeah. Uh, but yeah, this is a good sign that he's kind of coming back to his old self again. He's still not that old, but he is kind of well, he's gonna be 34 actually, I believe, in October. So kind of getting close to it, Yeah, close to the end of his best years, and so that's why it's kind of it's he's in a hurry, should be, to get a fight made with Wilder eventually, and then if he wins that fight, he can either retire or have a few more. And yeah, either way, I don't think he's gonna be there for that much longer. But who knows? Who knows? He may kind of maybe go until 38 or something, 37, 38. Yeah, like Lennox Lewis. Well, alright, so next week we're gonna have some, yeah, fights that are worth talking about, like Usyk versus Dubois. So I'll be back with a real, like, boxing prediction then. Yeah, until then, see you all. Have a good one.